Welcome back to Triple Threat Podcast, and today we've got second trade of the day. Domantas Sabonis traded to the Sacramento Kings.
I'm sorry. It's like one really bad team to the next. But just to summarize the trade, you have Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and Justin Holiday to Sacramento for Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson, who has been sitting out for the Kings, so he was going to get moved eventually. And if you're interested, the Pacers sit at 19 and 37, while Sacramento sit at 20 and 35. So none of these teams are kind of near the playoff zone. Maybe Sacramento sneaks into the play-in tournament, but that's about it. So looking at the trade, I think first of all, this is a really big win for Indiana. This is a
Really
team that
big.
has clearly embraced, okay, we were stuck in no man's land. We're not going to win with this team. Let's start over again. We have a really good young piece in Chris Duarte. Let's bring in another young guard in Tyrese Haliburton that will pair perfectly with him. Bring a shooter off the bench and Buddy Hield, and bring a veteran center because Miles Turner is currently out. And this also shows that Miles Turner will be getting the load of the center minutes, and they're going to be keeping him. And for a guy that can block shots and shoot the ball, that is extremely valuable in today's NBA. So he's going to be a piece there for a while. I think Brogdon will probably be on the move sometime soon. But for Indiana, they've kind of set up a really, really good path to a rebuild with some quality players, some great picks, and Turner or Sabonis, one of them was going to leave. Sabonis was obviously more valuable. He is the better player for sure. And they got really good value out of him. And the Kings, well, they're the Kings. They I guess they want to give more minutes to Davion Mitchell, who will be starting at shooting guard now. But to be honest, Tyrese Haliburton was such a great player, such a great compliment to De'Aaron Fox, and his offensive presence is going to be sorely missed. Sabonis will kind of replace Marvin Bagley's spot as a much better offensive four. And if you look at this team, Fox, Mitchell, Barnes, Sabonis, Holmes, it's not bad. That's not a bad starting five, but the most I can see out of this team is a play in. And I think Fox slash Sabonis will be pretty unhappy in Sacramento in the next few years to come.
Yeah, to me, this doesn't really make a lot of sense at all because you think about what is Sabonis? Sabonis is an all-star caliber player right now that a contending team is going to want to get for a relatively for his quality low price and to contend for a window right now. You don't think of a team that's fighting for a play-in spot to be trading for. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense because they're not gaining anything out of this. They're not going to be challenged. This deal doesn't even put them in contention for like, oh yeah, they'll definitely make it into a play-in spot. Like they have to get past the Pelicans right now, and the Pelicans and the Portland and San Antonio. Like I mean, they're not
Yeah,
they're not in contention for it. It just kind of baffles me how this team thought that this was a good move for them. I mean,
yeah, clearly. I've I am extremely confused, number one. And number two, when you think about when you think about the contract situation, Halliburton was on such a cheap deal. Buddy Hield was kind of thrown in there to even out the salaries. And it's good that they got rid of his contract because he didn't want to be there. But Sabonis takes up a lot of money. He's an excellent player, but for me, he's the biggest loser, wasting
mm-hmm.
he's entering his prime. He's wasting his prime years in Sacramento. He's not going to win anything valuable. He's going to put up amazing stats, probably better stats than what we've seen with De'Aaron Fox and Sacramento revolving around him. But is that really worth it for maybe one play-in spot? Because to me, I don't think so.
Yeah, for me, the teams that I was looking at to make a play at Sabonis would be someone like Boston or Chicago
Exactly,
or
Boston's number one for sure.
Charlotte or even the 76ers or the Cavs or even Golden
And the
State,
Hawks,
the
dude.
Hawks. I mean, like any of these teams that like have any problems in the front court, you can feel Sabonis plays the 4 and the 5. I mean, it just doesn't make sense why a team third last in the West would be trying to make a home run trade. So let's break it down for more of the players' sake. So Tyrese Haliburton should be joining what might possibly be the most efficient backcourt in the NBA right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's anyone more efficient than Brogdon and Haliburton.
And then plus Chris Duarte.
This is going to be a really good backcourt. Either Haliburton and Duarte or Haliburton and Brogdon, whether Brogdon gets traded or not. And you're going to be setting yourself up for the future in that. You're giving Miles Turner more minutes at the 5, making him happy because that's what he wanted. And that rift was kind of apparent with him and Sabonis. And then you get good trade value back because Haliburton was a top 4 rookie last year. I mean, he played absolutely phenomenal. He's a 17, 7, and 5 kind of guy. I mean, I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but that sounds about right to me. I mean, this guy's a great playmaker. He's a good scorer, and most of all, he's efficient and he's a solid defender. So I mean, the guy's all around.
He's clutch.
This is a guy that any team would want. Like, regardless of how good your backcourt is. Like, even Golden State would probably be like, yeah, I'll take him. Like, it doesn't matter how good your backcourt is. You're gonna want someone like him. Like, he's the ideal player.
Yeah, you're telling me that a guy that is averaging 14 points on 41% three-point shooting on 5 attempts, along with 7.4 assists to only 2.3 turnovers, that is a really, really valuable piece. And that was, in Sacramento. Imagine what he can do in a much better environment in Indiana. And it kind of shows the two different sides of teams. You have Indiana, who is self-aware. They know they don't really have an identity. They know that. They know that they need to make a change, and they go out and do it. And by pleasing Miles Turner, he'll play better, potentially increasing his trade value. They're thinking in the long term. Sacramento is just piling up whatever they can, like it's 2K, and hoping that something happens. And me and you both know that there have been very few occasions where that's really worked out.
And I don't even know how the fit works because you play Sabonis at the 4 and you're left with Rashawn Holmes at the 5, and you play Sabonis at the 5 and you have Barnes
Bagley.
or Bagley at the 4. I mean, like, this is a crowded front court. I mean, and the fit between those players don't make sense because not one of them is a good defender besides maybe Rashawn Holmes. I mean,
Yeah.
this doesn't make any sense. Sacramento
No.
is not a better team today because of this trade.
No. I fully agree with that.
And we're forgetting Buddy Hield, who, I mean, has significantly regressed as a shooter, but I mean, he still offers value because shooters will always be valuable in the league, no matter how old or how bad they are. I mean, he's still shooting 37% from 3. I mean, all those are not Buddy Hield numbers of old. I mean, they're still solid numbers.
Yeah.
And he might even get a surge of confidence now in a team like this.
I think, I was just about to say that. I think that he'll have a much more productive season just because he's in a much better environment. They're going to give him a clearly defined role. He is outside of the Sacramento greater area, which is already a big, big bonus.
Oh, for real.
And they're going to appreciate him more.
He's joining a real city and a real team.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that for Sacramento, look, I love De'Aaron Fox, one of my favorite players in the league. Please get him the hell out of there.
Please go to New Orleans. Makes sense. Would be an awesome fit.
That'd be tough.
Dude.
That'd be so tough.
Fox,
But
McCollum.
go literally anywhere outside of like a 1 hour radius of Sacramento. That'd make me so happy.
Pull a Deshaun Watson and just be like, I'm not playing until you trade me.
No, don't pull a Deshaun Watson. Don't do that.
Well, not in that sense,
Don't
but
don't do that.
but the mentality. We're getting too off topic. We'll see you guys next time.